All right, we good to go?
Yeah.
Testing.
Hey, all Hawk fans, this is Mama Sherman. You're listening to The View from 316 with Cleveland and Hammer. Go Hawks!
Thank you for downloading The View from 316, a Seattle Seahawks podcast. This is episode number 37, recapping Week 7 in the NFL's 2016 season. My name is Cleveland.
Go Hawks.
And my name is Hammer.
I'm just about that action, boss.
Check out our podcast by visiting tvf316.news. In addition, you can always subscribe on iTunes. Just go to iTunes.com, go to your iPhone, whatever you got Apple people do. Go to iTunes, click the subscribe button on our podcast, and you too can be on it. Let me get on that podcast, you bangs.
For all of the View from 316 listeners out there, you too can join in on the Seahawks conversation and all the other NFL talk by tweeting us at The View from 316 or by sending us an email to theviewfrom316@gmail.com.
Yes, sir.
All right, Ryan, you want to give any Twitter shout-outs?
We got 2 new followers.
Nice.
All right. Not a joke.
Oh, okay.
At DougMC48_Doug.
New sheriff in town, baby.
I hate to say this guy's been a Seahawks fan since 1976, but his avatar, he looks like a serial killer.
Honestly, it's always 50-50.
But we appreciate you listening, Doug.
Yeah, we do.
And then we got at WeHawk12. What are you doing?
I'm hearing an echo. Is your laptop playing our live stream?
I don't.
I'm pretty sure it is.
Oh, yeah, my bad.
Oh, there we go. By the way, we are live streaming right now. Just go to youtube.com, type in The View from 316. I think we tweet it out automatically. I don't know. We don't really know how this all works, but
We're just figuring it out.
You're going to have a lovely view of just my face right now.
You can also go check it out on Twitter, and we're periscoping it where you can see both of us, but you will not.
We're just social media Mongols.
We're trying
over
to
here.
figure this shit out
More
as
like
we go.
Mongoloids.
Yeah. All right, let's get back into this intro here.
Oh, and yeah, you can text in on the YouTube.
Oh.
Like I'm moderating a chat board right now.
Oh, nice. I better get to that.
Oh yeah, well you better get on it. All this
Okay.
technology and stuff.
I know, it's confusing.
All right, so what do we even talk about? We're talking about the NFL. We're talking Seahawks.
We're talking ties.
What a weird game.
We're talking offensive,
New sheriff in town, baby.
crazy games. Seahawks, Arizona, Birdfest. I don't know. It was 6-6. Recapping Week 7's NFL games, updating the pick and pull standings, and then we'll let you know what's coming up next. We're going to do 2 this week.
Well, yeah, because we're studs.
So what do we say? What do you say we get right into it?
Yeah, we can do that. So the takeaways from this game.
Okay, well, my prediction was 34-13. What was your prediction?
I think my prediction was like 24-9 or
Yeah,
something.
we were really
We
bad.
were really bad. Although, we'll get into this with the NFL. We picked 2 major upsets this week. You picked one and I picked one in the NFL. So, but we'll get to that later.
Okay. How about? Oh yeah, I know which one I picked. It was easy. We will get into that though. Yeah, no, 6-6. It was a crazy game and probably the weirdest NFL game I've ever watched.
It was definitely up there with the weirder NFL games. It wasn't necessarily bad.
Well, it was
Like-
entertaining. It was like kind of edgy your seat. So remember the game a few years ago with your boy Chaz Whitehurst and Beast Mode? It was out. It ended up being 6-3. The Seahawks lost
In Cleveland.
In Cleveland.
We had not talked about this before, but that was the exact point I was about to bring up.
But
it totally
it kind of had some of those things, but it felt like such a better football game than that one.
well, both the teams were good in this game.
That's true.
Yeah.
And at that point, really, neither of the teams were good in that game that we lost in Cleveland.
Yeah, in that Cleveland game, I think Red Bryant had 2 blocked field goals before getting kicked out of the game.
Oh, in that one?
Yeah.
He had a lot of those in his career. I don't
He's
necessarily
got his
remember
big
that.
old mid up there.
But I guess it was pseudo-entertaining and, suspenseful. I was kind of on the edge of my seat the whole game. I felt like I was going to have a heart attack on every play because every play meant something. It was so close. I almost expected that whatever team was going to come away with the big special teams play or a defensive turnover for a touchdown was going to be the one to win. I guess the Hawks had a pretty nice special teams play, but other than that, they could have had some defensive turnovers. Both teams were great defensively, but they just didn't force any of the big turnovers that we would expect.
Yeah, the Seahawks were on the field for so long. I believe they were on the field for the Seahawks defense. It is something like 47 minutes.
Yeah, it was
they
an
played
NFL record.
They played 90 plays. Bobby, I think there were 4 guys that played every play. Sherman was one of them. Wagner played 89 because he had to get an IV at some point for one play, like an IV for one play. That's how long he was out. He had a monster game besides all the blocked field goal and the near block on the missed chip shot. But he had a monster game. He had something like 13 solo tackles. He was just all over the place.
Yeah, he was really good. I don't know. What do you want to? Do you want to talk about some of the positives? You just hit on Wagner.
Yeah,
he was awesome.
We can talk about the defense.
The defense. Averill
was unstoppable.
Effing stud.
And it's weird because he's not like the biggest guy. And he doesn't really look like the strongest out there. I mean, he could beat the crap out of me. I mean, that's not saying something, but his technique, and Collinsworth, who I kind of have issue with in the game, but we can talk about that later. Yep. Collinsworth actually pointed out that he uses his hands so well to just shed blocks, and they showed him a couple times.
Although the one that they showed where he used his hands, like the
guy
offensive lineman wasn't even near him and he didn't even touch him, so he kind of just moved his hands a little bit, and it
ball was bouncing around on his chest.
Collinsworth.
Yeah,
I got Averill's numbers here. So he had 3 solo tackles and 4 tackles on the game, but he had 2.5 sacks. He also had 6 quarterback hits. Like, he was just in Palmer's face.
Palmer was getting destroyed back there.
Yeah, he was. Wagner, of course, had a great game. Led the team in tackles with 13, and then KJ Wright had another really good game. Jeremy Lane was a dumbass in that game. Like, he could have like almost cost us that game.
He could have easily, yeah. He had that penalty at the end of the half for pushing a guy.
Yeah, luckily.
Was he pulling the guy off the pile, or was Arizona?
I don't think he actually got the penalty on that one. We thought he was going to, or did he?
I think they were offsetting, but
he was one of them?
Yeah, it was after the play was over, so they just went to half, which I think was probably the correct call. But you can't pull guys. No, it was. I'm getting him confused with Jermaine Ifedi. You can't pull guys off the pile. That was one of their big points of emphasis this year, is fumbles and pulling guys. Only the referee can touch the guy and have him, get pulled off. But yeah, Jeremy Lane coming up and shoving that guy. It's like, why is that necessary? And then what was his second penalty? It was another bonehead. He hit somebody in the face.
Oh yeah,
offensive lineman.
Yeah, it was stupid
for no reason.
Not at all.
It was away from the ball,
just killer penalties. We had a lot of killer penalties in that game. Coming back to the defense real quick, Earl Thomas is back, man. We talked about it in the first episode or 2 of the season.
First couple episodes, yeah.
That Earl just wasn't Earl, and something was still wrong. I don't know if he's just gone back and watched that Miami film over and over again and just beat that into his head that that's not who he is. But he's out there balling again. He's all over the place. I just wish he had decent hands. Earl would have so many interceptions if he could actually catch a football.
Isn't he leading the team in interceptions too?
He probably is, but he could have like 4 or 5 more.
He could have easily 6 interceptions.
But this is how he is every year. Most of his interceptions, though, he's like bobbling it around and he finally gets it, or someone deflects it and he's like bobbles it. Like he doesn't clean catch it.
And then he drops the easy ones.
He does all the time.
Go Hawks.
But I guess that's why he's a defensive back and not a wide receiver.
Yeah, he totally jumped that route on that third down
Yeah.
where he almost picked off the ball going to Larry Fitzgerald.
Yeah, we
there.
might not even been talking about a tie or overtime or anything else if he picks that off.
Oh, if he picks that off, he's
that to
gone.
the house.
Yeah. No one's going to catch him on that unless he trips.
Even if he goes down, though, after he catches it, he probably jumps right back up and no one's around him. And I mean, with his speed, he takes it to the house. But, I mean, it didn't happen. But it was a great play nonetheless. And it's awesome to see him out there doing what Earl does again.
Yeah, Earl was fantastic. Cliff Averill was fantastic.
Yeah.
Michael Bennett was coming off of an injury.
Yeah.
He didn't really have the numbers or like the pressures. I think he had maybe a half sack. I can pull up the stats right here, but he wasn't as big of a factor as Averill. But when you have if they're double teaming Bennett, I mean it's kind of pick your poison with Averill.
Yeah, it was okay.
Yeah.
Like let Averill go. That's fine.
Yeah.
I mean, those guys in tandem are fantastic, and that's what was I think encouraging about the game was how well the defense played. I mean, you're on the field longer than any team in the history of the NFL.
Yeah.
The longest time ever for a defense to be on the field. And they held them to 6 points.
The Arizona Cardinals are not the Los Angeles Rams offense either.
No, they're legit. They got good players. They got some guys hurt, but David Johnson's a good he's a great player.
Probably the best running back in the league.
Yeah, he's fantastic. But he got his, they handed it off and they kept on giving it to him, but he only averaged 3.4 yards to carry,
which is phenomenal.
I'm seeing
for how many times he got the ball.
Yeah, I'm seeing here his long was 14 yards, which I don't even remember him really breaking any. That must have just.
I remember he had a long run that was called back on a penalty.
Okay.
Yeah.
Speaking of penalties, can we go into the penalties?
God damn.
Go Hawks.
The Seahawks penalties.
Yeah.
Every time there was a big play or something seemed to get going on offense, they just had a holding call, or Jermaine Kearse gets a call against him, which I thought was bullshit.
Yeah, I don't know what the hell is up with Jermaine Kearse.
What, like his play or
a little bit of both? Like, why does he keep getting offensive pass interference called against him?
Well, that one was a horrible call, though.
Oh, I understand that, but
and
he's
I'm
had
not
like
even a guy that
he's had like 3 or 4 of those. It seems like this year, and it's like, why are they picking on Jermaine Kearse? Is there something that he's doing specifically that is leading to these calls? It's just weird that it's like the same guy every game.
I don't know.
And I don't know. I mean, it's hindsight's 2020.
Hindsight's always 50-50.
But at this point, with the way the offensive line is playing, like, would you rather have Jermaine Kearse right now or Russell Okung? Although the game last night, Monday night, Russell Okung had 2 holding penalties as I was watching.
He might as well have been Bradley Sowell or George Fant.
Pretty much, yeah. George Fant has never played a snap in the NFL.
No, he hasn't.
Which isn't surprising for a rookie. That was a really dumb thing of me to say.
Yeah.
However, he didn't play football in college. Hardly ever. He's played like a few games from what I've heard.
Yeah. Tom Cable kind of guy, I guess. Yeah, that line, we'll get into maybe that in the next episode when we start previewing, going ahead and looking ahead, but that's an issue. I mean, there was just...
I think there is a couple...
Wilson was only sacked once in the game. I mean, it was for 20 yards, but he was...
How about that play that Russell made where he threw the ball and it was deflected right back at him and he caught it and ran forward for like a -3 yard loss?
Yeah.
But did you see the reaction on that?
Oh, that counted as a reception.
Yeah.
1 reception for -1 yard.
Yeah.
So Russell completed to...
if he was 100% healthy, that's like a 4-yard gain.
6, 7, 8. He completed passes to 9 receivers, including himself.
Go Hawks.
Yeah, that's strange.
Russell is not 100%. I think we've all kind of been Homer fans when it comes to Russell Wilson's health. He can't move.
No.
Especially against teams that are fast like Arizona.
Yeah.
Arizona has a fast defense just like the Seahawks do, and they kind of got it. His legs kind of got exposed there.
He has to have a pocket.
And are we okay? I mean, this is hindsight, but should they have given Russell Wilson 2 or 3 weeks off and started Boykin? Would you rather have 100% Russell right now into the stretch run, or like a 70% Russell?
I think
that probably is going to be 70% the rest of the year.
I think if they would have done that, if they would have went Boykin and put Russell down for a couple, we're not first place in the division right now, and we're chasing Arizona. And maybe Russell comes back in this game here, and they get the win. So they have a win over Arizona, but they're not 4-1-1 and 4-1-1 and yeah.
So Arizona is now 3-3-1. Does that mean they're under 500?
Nah, I think it's their 500. Because a tie is 500.
I know, but they've only won 3 out of their 7 games.
I don't know what it means.
This is why we shouldn't have ties in the NFL. It just messes everything up.
Yeah.
Although I'll take it. At the end of the game,
they're 500. I'm looking at the standings right here.
Be completely honest. Were you that mad at the end of the game when Hauschka missed it?
Well, no. And
I wasn't.
I was like incredibly disappointed, but I almost honestly I expected it. That's awful to say, but just the way that game went and how weird everything was, I was just okay.
And Al Michaels brought it up a couple times, but I was actually thinking
in that building.
He does. He that year that Beast Mode had the Beast Quake 2.0. He missed 3 field goals. Yeah. Everyone forgets that part in that game.
Yeah,
because it was still a blowout.
Yeah.
But yeah, he does not kick well there. Apparently, that was the same end zone that Malcolm Butler intercepted Russell Wilson. Which
bad juju.
Apparently, whenever the Seahawks play on Sunday night, Al Michaels and Chris Collinsworth have to talk about that.
Well, they were
Chris
there.
Collinsworth just still surprised that they didn't, hand the ball off to Beast Mode.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna pick my bone with Chris Collinsworth right now. That dude. He's outspoken, but he's an idiot at the same time.
Best color man in football.
When he made a big huge deal about Bobby Wagner jumping over the center on a blocked field goal, and he apparently nicked the back of the center, which he did. They showed it on replay.
Yep.
And they didn't know the rule. Granted, no one knew the rule until they went to break and came back, and Al Michaels was just like, oh, well, the rule is it has to impede the process. Whatever.
Sure.
Collinsworth says something to the effect of, well, I just don't understand that. I just don't understand that. You can explain that to me, but I still don't understand it. Dude, you're being paid probably 7 figures to be an expert on the NFL.
Yeah, but they have so many rules. I mean, and a lot of them the players don't even know, and a lot of times the coaches don't even know them.
Well, Donovan McNabb was getting ready for the second overtime.
Yeah, he was. He was all
Go
ready to
Hawks.
go.
I'm just about that action, boss.
So I don't.
But it's just like it's fine if you don't know the rule, but don't act like an idiot.
Yeah.
That's why they need your boy Mike Pereira.
F that guy. No! That's why they need your boy Mike Carey.
Yeah, that guy's so good.
God, please,
he got fired.
No.
He got fired from CBS.
Yeah, because he was like 25% on.
He was terrible on challenges.
Yeah, because he was terrible as a referee.
But he was terrible on challenges.
No, I know. That's what I'm saying. He was like 25% right whenever they would talk about a call.
He got multiple angles to look at different plays, and he would still get them wrong.
He was awful.
In the booth.
It's Moe's boy for you.
Oh, yeah, Moe.
I've seen.
Oh, wrong one. It's for you, Moe. One other point I want to bring up.
New sheriff in town, baby.
How about Bruce Arians?
MVP for the Seahawks of that game, Bruce Arians. I tweeted it out.
Bruce Arians.
Without Bruce Arians being a total jackass, the Seahawks lose that game.
Bruce Arians, hashtag whiny little bitch.
Yeah, and terrible decision maker.
And I'm not talking about his crap after the game where he's like, oh, we're gonna have to talk to the league. I'm sure it's just a bunch of bullshit. I'm talking about him giving an interview at halftime to Susie Kohlberg, or whatever the hell her name is, and Michelle Tafoya, who's Susie's Monday night, giving an interview to Michelle Tafoya at halftime, and she's asking him, oh, how do you get the offense on track? And he said something to the effect of, oh, we'd be fine if they stopped holding us.
Yeah, I know.
Like, what the hell, dude?
If
Stop making excuses.
If they just stop holding us, we'll be fine.
This is the NFL. You want to do something, you go do it. You don't complain about what the other team is doing. You don't complain about the referees as a coach.
That's Arians.
You can complain about the referees after the game if you're the coach, if it's that bad. But
how about on fourth?
If they stop holding us.
How about on 4th and 1 against the best defense that the league has seen over a 5-year stretch and forever? going for it and getting shut down instead of taking the points. Now the kicker probably would have missed anyways, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, and then the other
And
thing,
then throwing the challenge flag.
throwing the challenge flag was really stupid, and people miss the overall point as to why that is stupid. People will give him the benefit of the doubt, saying that, oh, well, he didn't know the rule, blah, 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 blah. He didn't know you couldn't challenge a play like that, whatever. That play was a turnover. If there was something to be reviewed, the booth would have reviewed it.
Mm-hmm.
That play goes down as a turnover. It's a turnover on downs.
Yeah.
So the booth would have reviewed it.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So giving him the benefit of the doubt on that is stupid because it was a turnover.
And he cost him a timeout, which probably cost him points.
Yeah.
So there you go. Way to
New
go,
sheriff in
Bruce.
town,
Yeah.
baby.
And then he threw Catalazaro, or what the hell his name is, under the bus. Cannizzaro.
Yeah,
The Cannizzaro. I can't say his name. I'm like the professor with Tukafu. Cannizzaro.
Yeah.
He threw him under the bus. He said basically you get paid to kick.
This
in the
isn't
NFL.
high school.
Yeah, this is
Make
high
the
school,
kick.
baby.
And then Pete Carroll's like, Kaushka's our guy. We love our guy. He's our guy. He's made lots of kicks for us over the years. No issues.
Yeah.
Just like, he just missed it.
And coming back to what I asked you about, at the end of the game when Hauschka missed it, I was kind of disappointed. I wasn't mad. I was just like, that's kind of a fitting end to this game.
Oh, it absolutely was. That game was just, it was stupid.
It
We
was
deserved
so-
to lose that game a million times over. Our defense kept us in it. Our offense was terrible. Every time they had a play, it got called back from a penalty. They had penalties all over the place, yet
Dirty
we were
laundry.
still in position to win at the end overtime, and Hauschka just shanked it, and, it was fitting. You're right. It's fitting. But we're in still first place. I mean, to us, that's that tie. For the division purposes, wasn't
It hurts Arizona more than it hurts
terrible
us.
of a deal. Yeah, it was as bad as a loss. It wasn't as. It was basically a win against Arizona as far as the standings are concerned. Now, as far as the overall,
You just have to win yours at home.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Sure.
Going into this season, you'd probably say the Seahawks would split with Arizona.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
I mean,
Most likely.
they did last year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they have for.
So I mean, you
last
basically
couple
just
years.
got. You didn't get the loss.
No, exactly.
You didn't get the win.
It's just a matter of the only thing that it could possibly affect is looking at the overall playoff picture.
Which I'm not that worried about.
At this point, we
Dallas
don't really
isn't going to go 14-2. Neither is
We're
Minnesota.
almost coming back though.
Dallas, exactly.
They got Bradford in Minnesota.
I know they're not going to go
I
14-2.
know. I agree. Got anything else on this game? Oh, apparently I was talking in my sleep after that night after the Sunday Night Football.
Go Hawks.
Yeah, I found that out the next day, and I asked what I was talking about, thinking maybe I'd be in trouble. And it turns out I was talking about football. I was just doing some show prep for the View from 316.
Was this the night that your daughter came to sleep with you guys, and you're like,
No,
F
that was-
this, and you left?
No, I said F this after getting kicked in the face for like 3 hours and still needed some sleep because I have to get up at 4:30.
I have to go work 16 hours to fire up.
No, not that long, but yeah, enough. I got to get up early enough that I'd rather not get kicked in the face all night.
True.
That was a different night. That was that was last night.
Oh, okay.
We are recording on Tuesday. By the way, you guys might notice that we're in a different spot. Did you say this?
Oh
in the
no, I
intro?
didn't. I know. This is the second 12th man studios.
12th Man Studios number 2.
Up in
Trevon Boykin style.
up in the Beeham,
Yeah.
the Bellingham, Washington. We went to a Fiamma Burger before this. Got the Beeham burger.
It's good stuff.
It's pretty good.
Yeah. All right. Let's move on from this game. What do you say? You say
Go
we
around the league?
Yeah, go around the league real fast. You got CBS up?
I do.
Because I do too. We're going to start in London. One of my favorite games, the multiple games, the international series from London. Dude, you don't like it, but I love
the London Jacksonville Jaguars.
I love waking up.
The London
they weren't in
Jaguars
that.
of
Yeah, it was
Jacksonville.
disappointing that the London Jaguars weren't playing in this one.
No, it's the London Jaguars of Jacksonville.
The Los Angeles Rams were the home team in this one. It's a long ways away. Well, Jeff Fisher, you know what? You said you're not going to go 6-10, 7-9, 8-8, 9-7. You're going to do better than that. You're not. You're 3-4. You suck. Case Keenum threw 4 picks. Jared Goff, he's still the third string quarterback. Terrible first rounder. I was watching it because why wouldn't I be?
I saw a picture of Jared Goff. Was he inactive?
don't know. He looked like he had his uniform on, didn't he?
Go Hawks.
I don't know.
remember.
It might have been like stock footage of Jared Goff.
Anyways, final 17 to 10.
Let's go to the stock footage.
Eli Manning. Eli Manning's not very good either. He got 196 yards, no
Do you
touchdowns,
think
no
Eli
picks, so
Manning's
that's
going to
decent.
make the Pro Football Hall of Fame?
Yeah,
Because he has 2 Super Bowls.
because he has 2 Super Bowls.
3 and you're in automatically, pretty much.
Yeah.
There's not a quarterback
but
that
two,
has 3.
But 2 wins, I think he will.
Against an undefeated
I
team.
mean, he's
one
had some
year.
games that are just insane, and he's had some good stat seasons, but he just seems, I mean, he's the ultimate roller coaster quarterback.
He had an insane game against the Seahawks where he had 5 picks and no touchdowns. And
That was
they were
awesome.
Shut out.
I love that. That was fantastic.
That was fantastic.
Go Hawks.
Gurley's
I'm just about that action,
kind of taking a
boss.
step back this year. 15 attempts, 57 yards. Not much
Well,
doing.
Of course you're going to take a step back when Todd Gurley's your entire offense.
That's a good point.
I'm sorry, Tavon Austin.
Next, Eagles, Vikings.
This was the actual upset that you picked.
Yep. I just felt that the Vikings were eventually going to run their course. Sam Bradford couldn't continue to do what he's doing. He's Sam Bradford.
Oh, if I showed you the stat line, do you think this would be Aaron Rodgers or Sam Bradford? Chris Collinsworth's just all over him, just loving Sam
Thanks, CC.
Bradford.
Yeah. Well, here's the stat lines for the quarterbacks. Bradford was 224, 1 touchdown, 1 pick in the loss. Carson Wentz in the win, 138 yards, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions. So it wasn't great either at all.
The rookie.
But they were turning the big difference in this one was, well, I mean, there was a lot of turnovers for both teams, but the Vikings just kept on turning the ball over, putting the Eagles in good field position. And they win 21-10. So Vikings are 5-1, tied with Dallas for first in the NFC, with the Seahawks, I guess, a half a game behind.
Yeah, something like that, right?
4-1-1.
4-1-1.
Mm-hmm. And Eagles go to 4-2. You see that all teams in the NFC East are above 500?
Yeah, that's who would have thunk.
Yeah.
Next game on the docket,
You got
Colts and Titans. Colts go into Tennessee and take care of business, 34-26. Andrew Luck, 353 yards, 3 touchdown passes. Frank Gore, 17 attempts for 61 yards. T.Y. Hilton, T.Y., had himself a day. 7 receptions, 133 yards, 1 touchdown. Mariota didn't play that poorly, though. 232 yards on 2 touchdowns. DeMarco Murray is continuing his great year. 25 carries, 107 yards, 1 touchdown.
Mm-hmm. Colts and Titans are both 3-4 now.
Yeah, so that division is wide open,
It's anyone's ball game.
especially with the Texans and their quarterback.
That Brock on. Dolphins. They beat the Bills. So the
AFC.
Bills
This is kind of a letdown for
have a couple
for
big
Buffalo.
games. Then Dolphins are 1-4, and they beat Pittsburgh, and then they beat Buffalo, and well,
I can't say
Jay Ajayi
I'm glad you said that. 'Cause I
is
can't say that.
becomes the 4th running back in NFL history with back-to-back 200-plus rushing games, joining Earl Campbell, O.J. Simpson, and Ricky Williams. Token it up.
Ricky Williams. Didn't he used to use third person? Ricky. Or no, I'm thinking
You're
Ricky
thinking of Ricky
Henderson.
Anderson.
Well, both Hall of Famers.
Ricky Williams is too high to remember his name.
Ricky Williams is like, where's the McDonald's?
It's like, I got the munchies, dude. Bro. Got the munchies. Need some Cheetos. That's why
And now
Ricky
he's
Williams.
smoking the synthetic stuff and jumping out of windows onto rooftops.
Did he?
Oh, no. That's
Oh,
what
he could. Is that what Chandler Jones did?
Chandler Jones, yeah. Who is the rookie with the gas mask?
Laramie Tunsil.
Yeah. Playing for Arizona.
New sheriff in
He doesn't
town,
play for
baby.
Arizona.
Doesn't he?
No,
I thought
he's
he got
with Miami.
Who did
They drafted Robert Kimdichie.
Oh, yeah, he had problems though too.
Yeah.
He had big problems.
I think he was just like a violent guy.
Oh, okay.
Hit people or something.
Probably.
I don't know. He's an abuser. I don't know.
He was just out there Josh Browning.
I don't think he went that far. Too soon.
Okay. Speaking of,
The terrible Jets.
They were very
They were
terrible.
1-5. Well, they beat the Ravens. Ravens were 3-3, and they dropped to 3-4. 24-16 the final in this one.
what's going on with my boy Flacco? and
Flacco leads the
Ravens?
way with 248 yards and 2 interceptions. I don't know. Flacco's kind of an Eli Manning-esque quarterback. Like he's had playoff success.
Except he has a good arm.
He's had to play, but he's kind of up and down too. He has those just absolute clunker games, and then he has good games and these great ones, and then in the playoffs he tends to outperform what the team really should do.
So that Super Bowl year, he got on that huge contract.
Yeah. I mean, on the positive for the Ravens, their leading rusher had 10 yards on 8 carries.
West.
Yeah, T. West, Terrence.
Ryan Fitzpatrick went in for the injured Geno Smith.
And Geno's done for the year.
Is he really?
Yeah, torn ACL.
Did he get punched in the face by Breno Giacomini?
I mean, that's there's reports of that. Nothing confirmed at this point.
Was he punched by Josh Brown?
In the hospital while he was going through. Josh Brown joined in. I mean, they both play in East Rutherford. Well, Josh Brown did play in East Rutherford. He's now cut.
Yeah, he's out of
He's
there.
done, Ski.
Go Hawks.
Chiefs 4-2. Saints are 2-4. Saints defense sucks. We got them next week.
It's a very competitive AFC West.
We'll preview. Yeah, it is.
I mean, look at San Diego's right back in it.
San Diego's not bad. Not bad.
Phillip
Not good,
Rivers
but not bad.
It's Phillip Rivers just back there throwing dimes to all his kids.
Yeah, Brees still putting up stats, but it doesn't matter when you can't stop anyone and can't really rush the ball apparently and do any of the other things. Yardage doesn't really mean much.
Spencer Ware was both the leading rusher and leading receiver for the Kansas City Chiefs.
Yeah, he had a great game.
Yeah, 17 attempts, 77 yards. He also had 2 receptions for 54 yards and a touchdown.
Yep. Good game. Lions beat the Redskins 20-17. Stafford throws a TD, so does Cousins.
Stafford's actually looking pretty decent this year.
He's okay.
And the Lions signed Justin Forsett. Did you know that?
Yeah, I did.
Oh, what happened to my guy Theo Riddick?
I don't know. He has a cool name, but
Was
he
he
sucks.
Theo Ridiculous?
I think he's Theo Hurt.
Oh, okay. Kirk Cousins.
You like that? You like that?
301 yards, 1 touchdown pass. Nothing else really from
Yeah.
this game. I didn't see it. I'm sorry. I didn't see a lot of these games this week.
Ohio game.
Yeah, Bengals and Browns, which both teams wore orange-colored something, so it was hard to see on the highlights which team was which. A.J. Green caught like an insane Hail Mary pass at the end of the second quarter
Saw
for a
that.
touchdown. 8 receptions, 169 yards, 1 touchdown for him. Jeremy Hill, 9 attempts, 168 yards and a TD. That's a high average,
That's
sir.
decent yards per carry.
That's what? That's 18 yards a carry, about 18 or 19.
Pretty good, man.
Yeah, that's pretty high.
Not too
That's-
shabby.
I mean, that would have been one of those plays would have been the longest play from scrimmage for the Seahawks.
Yeah, your boy Kevin Hogan throws 100 yards, 2 interceptions. But he rushed for over 100.
I don't even know who Kevin Hogan is.
He was
He's
the
new Brown quarterback.
Yeah, he was the quarterback at Stanford.
Oh, okay. Was he Chaz Whitehurst? Is he out for the year?
I don't know.
What about your boy Gary Barnage? 6 receptions, 66 yards.
There you go.
Yeah.
He's back, I guess.
He's back, dude.
He's back for that 0-7.
He's back in the saddle again, man.
Raiders.
Are the Browns going to win a game this year?
Maybe.
No.
Actually,
as
no.
as KC, Kevin Calabro would say.
Yeah.
Jaguars lose at home to the Oakland Raiders, who are now 5-2. Who
Gus is losing his job.
you think so?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so too. The Raiders, though, 4 wins on the road this year already.
Pretty good.
That's
4-0
really good.
on the road. 1-2 at home, but 4-0 on the road. 5-2. Yeah, they're doing well. Derek Carr didn't really have to do a whole lot in this game.
Yeah, especially
on
with
the passing attack. Latavius Murray threw for rush for a couple touchdowns, I should say.
Michael Crabtree is totally boning me in fantasy because he's taking all the receptions away from Amari Cooper. Damn it!
Well,
He had 8 receptions, 96 yards, and 1 touchdown.
mediocre stat line.
No!
All right. I guess he plays for the Raiders, so
He
it's
does, yeah.
sort of appropriate, but not really.
No!
Bortles, talk about a regression for a quarterback this year.
Yeah,
Bortles
what's
had a
going
great
on?
year last year, but I don't know, he's not the same guy. They lose. Jags lose 2-4. Get back to London.
The London Jacksonville, or the
They
London
need to get
Jaguar,
back to London where they belong.
the London Jaguars of Jacksonville.
Yep. Bucks. I mean, they're all over San Francisco. San Francisco's awful. They're 1-6. 34-17.
Colin Kaepernick was both your leading leading passer and leading rusher for the San Francisco 49ers.
My boy Mike
Sean
Evans.
Drawn, the backup running back, was the leading receiver. That's how you know your team sucks.
Yeah.
Your leading receiver is your backup running back, and your leading rusher is your quarterback.
Well, 84
Boom.
yards is pretty
Go
decent
Hawks.
rushing. Not terrible.
but not when you have the.
Well, not when you have Sean Drawn.
Well, no, who's the starter?
Carlos Hyde.
Yeah, Carlos Hyde.
Yeah. Jaquiz Rogers in his second consecutive start, 26 attempts, 154 yards.
Hey, that's not looking like a bad trade for
I wish I
the
still had him
Colts.
on my fantasy team. Marvin Jones also had over 90 yards receiving in that.
Julio Jones.
Julio,
We'll get to him in a
we'll get
second.
to it. Yeah, he had a good game as well. But yeah, I'd really like to have Quiz, considering I had a running back with a good big fat goose egg on in my starting lineup.
Yes, sir. Go Hawks.
Yeah, Niners suck. They're really bad.
The Niners still
I've
suck.
seen teams suck before, but they were the suckiest bunch of sucks that ever sucked.
San Diego Chargers going to Atlanta, take on the Falcons, and they get the win.
Yeah, OT.
In overtime, 33-30. Dan Quinn, what are you doing going for it on 4th and 2 in your own territory in overtime?
I don't know. Apparently,
No confidence in your defense? What is that? Come on, man.
I don't know.
Come on.
Jesus.
Who is he? Bruce Arians?
Yes, seriously.
New sheriff in town, baby.
Well, did he blame like the San Diego Chargers defensive backs on holding
I don't
and
think
the
so.
referees for
No,
making
he's got more
correct
class than
calls
that.
and-
He's got class. Well, the Falcons were 4-1, flying high. They come into Seattle, get the loss, go down to San Diego, lose there. They are. I guess that was in Atlanta that time. They're now 4-3,
They are.
so they're dropping a bit. While the Chargers they're sorting to come back.
Stop freaking.
A couple big wins in a row. Denver and Atlanta.
Yep.
Pats. I mean, they're all over the Steelers. Landry Jones, 27-16.
Landry Jones, I thought it was Jarvis Landry.
Yeah, Jarvis Landry under center for Pittsburgh goes for throws 281 yards, 1 touchdown.
We got to
1
use
pick.
his full name. It's Jarvicious.
Joe
Matthew.
Jarvicious Landry Jones.
Yes.
Is that his name?
Under center.
Brady, just doing Brady things. Couple
No
hundred yards
interceptions
and
yet for Brady.
2 touchdowns. LeGarrette Blunt just steamrolling again. 127 yards, 2 touchdowns.
He's out there rolling a
Pats are
blunt.
good. They're 6-1.
Gronk.
Yep. Thursday night game was not
Unwatchable.
It wasn't very good, but it had a lot more scoring than the Seattle game.
Can we just flush that?
Yeah, Packers win 26-10.
Go Hawks.
Monday night, that was
That was another unwatchable game.
yeah. Well, you had
All the
you
prime.
had
If you weren't a fan of any of the 6 teams that played these primetime games this week,
yeah.
these games were brutal to watch.
Mhm.
I mean, I guess if you like defense, the Seahawks game was entertaining, but they didn't really have any turnovers. I mean, if you like watching blocked punts, like Tanner McAvoy and all that.
love T-Mac.
T-Mac. You see, my boy picked it up. Cassius Marsh.
Oh, yeah, nice.
My,
I think T-Mac is going to be the next Chris Matthews.
My mom told me she is not a fan of Cassius Marsh because it looks like he has disease on his arms because he has so many tattoos. Like, yeah,
and they
he's
must not
rocking
be
both.
very attractive tattoos either. Oh God, look at all those diseases on his arm.
Go Hawks.
Now I'm always gonna see Cassius and be like,
Look at the disease.
you know, next time I'm talking to Cassius, next time I see him down at the bar, I'll just be like, Cassius, disease arms, dude. No, can't do it.
They haven't figured out a way to remove tattoos yet, have they? Can you get tattoos
I think
removed?
So. No, I think
Can you get that many
I think
tattoos
that
removed?
body might as well just like cut his skin off or something. Just get a skin
He's
transplant.
just out there as a skeleton.
He should just become a skeleton. Just get rid of all his skin and organs and just be a skeleton out there playing football.
Just like Marv in Home Alone 2.
Yeah. Well, the Brockweiler did not fare very well going back facing the Broncos, the team he spurned for the money down in Houston. He threw 131 yards and he just looked like crap that game. What's the official stat line on him? Well, he's not facing immediate threat for his starting job, but that'll change soon if he keeps on doing what he's doing. 22 of 41 for 131 yards. It's no bueno.
No bueno at all.
No bueno. Denver, they're 5-2. Their defense is still good, although they didn't play anyone. They win 27-9 on Monday Night Football in a game that just wasn't very interesting.
True.
All right, what do we got on the show sheet now? We went through the games.
Do you want to quickly update the pick'em pool?
Yeah,
And
we're gonna
we'll get on out of here
pick our
after
games
that.
on the next one. So let's give a quick update on the standings. Got that right here.
Got some new music for the pick and pool.
I mean, no surprise. I'm still in first place. 80,
What a donkey you
48 total points. I just know more about football than everyone else in the pool, so I just pick games better. Grafhawk 86 is in second. Cyron 10K third with 44. Tied with Alka HSU. Pete's Monster Hawk is tied with Dick's Elixir in fifth. Cleveland picks at 7. TG Cambino 2. In eighth, Sabotage 85. Down there in ninth place. And we got a whole lot of people that didn't make any picks this week. And yeah, they're just fading away quickly. So, get back into it, make some picks. I don't know if there's... Maybe we'll send out stickers for everyone that does it, but I have a hard time spending any money for a good prize on this one when the participation's been so low. We'll get something else going during the season, too.
Yeah.
Get some more...
We'll get that playoff one
Get some more people involved. Yeah, the playoff one was good. We got some actual participation in that, so... That's about it. We going to transition?
Well, yeah. That was a terrible transition.
That was not good. But that's what happens when you do things live. We don't mess around. There's no editing
doing it
here.
live.
You're watching us do it live.
We only have one viewer right now.
Oh, who is it?
I don't know. It doesn't tell me. Are you watching it? Is it you?
Yeah, no, I'm not.
Okay. You can chat on here.
Okay.
I'm gonna send a happy face out. Oh, there's my happy face. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know who's on there. Well, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna put another episode up. We're gonna do another one. It's gonna come out Thursday. It's gonna be a preview of Week 8 in the NFL.
Well, yeah.
We're going down to the Big Easy, my favorite city in the United States. Love Nolans. Should be at that game. Wish I was, but I won't be. I'll be watching.
Jimmy Graham going back to New Orleans.
Yeah. Should be fun. I think he's gonna have a big game.
Yeah, he was. What was he, questionable? Because they got rid of doubtful, right? He's questionable. He definitely wasn't at 100% out there, but he made a couple big catches in the game on that final drive.
Yes, he did.
We're gonna get into a little Seahawks offensive talk as well.
We'll do that. We'll make our picks for the pick and pool too. We'll go around the NFL.
Yeah, so be sure to check us out. tvf316.news is the website, the Twitter.
At The View from 316.
Email address, theviewfrom316 numerically at gmail.com.
Yeah. On YouTube, on Periscope.
Yeah, I mean, just
everywhere. On Facebook.
I know Ryan's an expert with webcams, but like if you want to just chat it up, I got the live dashboard going right now.
You wish. Go Hawks.
Have anything else?
No, we'll be back soon talking to you. Thanks for listening. Go Hawks.
Go Hawks.
Go Hawks.
See you guys next time. Cleveland, say peace.
Later.
We had 7 viewers. The peak was 3 at once.